and welcome to Good Grief, the podcast dedicated to demystifying and destigmatizing grief with compassion and humor. I'm Nikki. I'm an end-of-life doula and a grief coach in Columbus, Ohio. And today I am welcoming you to season 8 of the podcast. I'm back from a little break. For those of you who've been listening for a while, you know the end of last season was a little bit interrupted. I still had the full 10 episodes in last season, but I had to do some rebroadcasting at the end because I had a very unexpected loss of my own in November when my mom died unexpectedly. So I had a little bit of a break, and I'm not gonna lie, it feels a little weird right now. I'm a little out of practice, but here I am back for season 8. I actually just recorded my first interview of the season yesterday, and I'm so excited. I have a returning guest, so I'll let you wait until a couple weeks from now to see who that is. I have another interview scheduled later today, so I've already got the ball rolling for season 8. My hope for this season is to have some more returning guests. I had this idea. I checked in with one of my former guests. She and I are friends, and we had a great conversation. I said, you know what, let's have you back on the show because some things have changed in your life, things have changed in my life, and I'm so happy she's a guest from the very first season. So again, stay tuned for that one. And it's my hope to check in with some other former guests and see where they are and see if maybe they'd be interested in coming back on to see where they are in their journey with grief now, because as we all know, our journey continues for the rest of our lives and it changes over time. So it might be interesting to compare where they were in their journey last time we spoke and where they are now and how that may have changed. So you can look forward to that. I've also got a couple new guests lined up that I will be interviewing in the coming weeks. Some interesting ideas for solo episodes with just me, and potentially, I hate to say it out loud, but if I say it out loud, it'll have to happen. Since I started this podcast, I've been dying to do an interview with my husband, to have him on the show to talk about supporting your spouse through loss. And more recently, it seems like it's an even better idea since we both lost our mothers in very unexpected circumstances. So we'll see if I can make that happen for you all this season, so you can finally meet the other half of Nikki the Death Doula. So I'm excited for this season as always. And if you are a returning listener, if you like this show, and if you want to help support me and my work, you can go to patreon.com/Nikki the Death Doula. For as little as $1 a month and up to as much a month as you want to pay me, you can support me and this podcast. And as always, any of the money I receive from Patreon, I put towards a fund to provide pro bono work for those who might not be able to afford my services. I do have one client I work with off and on. She is having more needs lately, so I will be working with her a little more. So any support you could have to help me give more of my time to her that she desperately needs. I have another second client that I've been doing pro bono. So the funds are not meeting the time at current, and that's okay. It is what it is. But if you appreciate what I do and you want to help me with that, that's a great way to help fund this work I do. And it also helps support this podcast. And I do provide other great services throughout the month. I have a support group I'm offering virtually on the first and third Thursdays for caregivers. If you're interested in that, please reach out. We'll get you added to that email list. It's not really like an email list. I just add you to the invite. And yeah, anyway, if you're interested in that, please reach out to me. If you have a story of grief you would like to share with my listeners, you can go to my website. It's nikkithedeathdoula.com/podcast. You can go to just nikkithedeathdoula.com, but if you go up in the top, there's a button that says podcast, or type in my website /podcast. And there's a whole page devoted to the show there. There's a link right at the top where you can submit to be on the show. So you can do that there. There's a link to the show. There's a link to merch as well. I've got one right here. I've got these notebooks, these journals, lined pages are beautiful. I'm using this one myself. And I've got t-shirts, which is hiding behind my giant plant, stickers, a mug, like all sorts of great things. So if that's something you might be interested in, you can get that on that page as well. So again, that's nikkithedeathdoula.com/podcast. That is all. I'm so excited for season 8. Please stay tuned. We'll be starting next week. and we'll get 10 more great episodes. Oh, that's going to sound weird. Great episodes on grief. They're great episodes. I have such wonderful conversations. I am so blessed that I get to meet the coolest people and have some of the best conversations, and I'm excited to share them with you all. So thank you so much, and I look forward to all of you tuning in for season 8. And as always, remember, your grief is yours, your feelings are valid, and grief doesn't always have to suck. Good Grief with Nikki the Death Doula is produced by Nikki Smith of Nikki the Death Doula LLC in Columbus, Ohio. Nikki the Death Doula LLC is for consulting, education, emotional support, and guidance, and is no way considered a funeral establishment or licensed mental health establishment. Scripts, editing, sound design, literally everything with this podcast is done solely by Nikki Smith of Nikki the Death Doula LLC, with the exception of the music. The music is Cheery Monday by Kevin MacLeod. Licensing information can be found at filmmusic.io.